Witch in Charm's Way, a cozy mystery audiobook, written and narrated by R.K. Dreaming. Part 42. Chapter 22. Dampire with a Heart. "You did it!" squealed Allegra, seizing me in a hug and bouncing up and down with excitement. "We did it!" I shouted, dancing with her. We laughed and laughed until we were breathless. My heart was singing. Such hope after all that horrid darkness. I truly had not thought we would do it, that it would work. But the hope had won. When we finally pulled away from each other, I had to wipe tears from my eyes, and she did too. "I can't believe it," I said to her, my eyes shining. I lifted my face towards the sunshine again. It was a bright day, not hot like summer, but the sun still warmed me. For the first time since it had happened, I finally felt that chill inside me slip loose a little, retreat, and it felt unbelievably good. Allegra clenched my hands tightly. "It was meant to be," she said. "You know that I'm not the cheesy kind of person who likes to say that, but it was. This is a good omen. It means that we are going to find a cure for you. I can feel it in my bones." I laughed. "Yes, your creaky old wise bones." "Hey, don't you doubt my bones," she said. Laughing, she tucked her arm into mine, and we walked back into the castle. "So I have to go and find Oberon now," I told her. She came to a stop, her smile dying a little. "Oh, Esme," she said, "you've just got your life back, sort of. Don't throw it all away for him. Leave it to Agent Constantine. He'll find out if there's something wrong with the story that Petra and Paolo and Lorcan were telling. If they were wrong about what they think of Oberon..." Her voice trailed off as she realised this last bit did not make sense. "They weren't wrong about it," I said. "They were lying through their teeth. Because they said that they saw him do it, that they saw him kill 2 people. But if he's innocent, like I think he is, that means that they're lying." "All 3 of them?" she said doubtfully. I shrugged. "I know, it doesn't make sense. Maybe Petra's covering for Paolo, or maybe Lorcan did it and he has something on the other 2 to make them keep quiet. It has to be something. I don't know what. Just let me try, please. Don't try to talk me out of it." She sighed. "You always were too headstrong for your own good," she said. "Too stubborn, too determined, too..." I grinned. "Too right?" "Pfft, we'll have to see about that," she said. "Look, Allegra, I don't know why, but maybe my bones are old and wise too," I said. "I just have this feeling that everything isn't what it looks like, and I believe in Oberon. I needed someone to believe in me when I was accused of murder that other time, and that someone was you. It meant the world to me. I just want to give him the same chance. Is that really so bad?" She bit her lip and looked pained. "No, it isn't bad. And I understand why you feel for him. I really do. But that was different. You're my cousin. I knew you could never have done it." "You had no proof of that," I insisted. "You just knew it in your heart. You could have been wrong, but you chose to have faith in me." "It's not the same," she said stubbornly. "And anyway, you don't even know where Oberon is. He ran off. He could be anywhere." "That's right," I said. "If he is guilty, then he would have fled back to his father's mansion into their underground vampire nest and be hiding there protected by his entire brood, wouldn't he? Because Agent Constantine and Chief Hardwick aren't just going to be able to walk into that vampire nest to get him out of there. They're going to have to call in the Conclave of Magic, and even Chief Rain will want to help, and it's going to be a nightmare. People are going to get seriously hurt." Allegra was biting her lip, looking very worried at this possibility. She liked former Chief Rain as much as I did. She was worried for him. So was I, and I was worried for Chris Constantine too. I didn't like the thought of them having to storm into a vampire's nest like that. The Molte nest was centuries old, and so were its many protections. The Molte brood was at least 100 vampires strong. It would be carnage on both sides. I couldn't let that happen, not for nothing, not if Oberon was innocent. I said, "If he is innocent." She shook her head. "I don't understand why you think he's innocent. You have no proof. It makes no sense." "I don't know either," I said. "I just do. It has to be something. I just can't put my finger on what it is. It's like it's stuck at the back of my brain, waiting for me to figure it out. Some clue I've seen that I haven't made sense of yet." She opened her mouth to interrupt me again. I gripped her hand tightly to make her shut up. "If he is guilty," I repeated, "then he'll be at the nest, and I won't go looking for him there. I promise you that. So just let me go, okay?" "I'll come with you," she said stubbornly. "You can't go alone with your magic as it is." I gave a little laugh. "You can't come with me, Allegra. You can't keep trying to look after me your whole life." "Yes, I can. I'm your favourite cousin, remember? The best cousin in the world." The way she said it made me laugh. "Yes, you are, because I can't think of any other cousin who has done for someone what you've just done for me. But you still can't come." She looked like she was going to stamp her feet like young Greedy the ghost. "I don't see what harm it's going to do if I do come," she said. "Plus, we can ether hop everywhere, and we'll find him quicker that way." I shook my head. "I have a pretty good idea of where he might be, and I don't need to ether hop there. And you can't come because you don't believe that he's innocent. Oberon's not stupid. He won't talk if someone is there that thinks he's a killer. So just let me do this alone, okay?" With a great big sigh and one final hug, she let me go. I made my way overland to Kitten Cove, enjoying the feeling of the sun on my face and my arms, which I had left bare. I had missed it so much. I arrived to find the cats lying everywhere on the beach. I picked my way through them, enjoying the sun every bit as much as they were. No one knew how to bask like the cats of Kitten Cove. I shaded my eyes to look out towards the sea, and smiled when I saw kittens frolicking in the surf. It never stopped filling me with joy to see how delightfully playful they were. I wished I could frolic with them, but I had other work to do. Oberon was where I expected to find him, sitting on a hilly ridge of sand and staring out at sea, his gaze fixed on the lapping waves licking the shore. He must have heard my footsteps coming his way, but he didn't look back at me or even move at all. When I went to sit down next to him, he looked up. Surprise crossed his face. He looked at the sun and then back at me and said, "What are you doing here?" It hit me like a bolt out of the blue with absolute certainty. He knew. Oberon Jr. knew my awful, deadly secret. Hi, you've reached the end. Comment the code words, "Oh my gosh, what is going on?" to confuse everyone who hasn't reached this part of the story yet. And thanks for playing along.